to step up and do better. And of course, December is fast approaching.
It's here.
It's here. You feel like we still have months to go, but it's so close.
Here.
And you know it's just 30 days in November.
Yes.
So it's going to come by very fast.
That brings to mind 30 days, September, April, June, and November. The rest, you know, sometimes when I want to.
When you are being asked, you need to sing it.
You need to sing it. All right, thank you. And then I have the beautiful.
Okay.
Hey, hey, so glad to have you. Auntie Baby. That's what I call her.
Oh, Auntie, I'm greening already. Yes, good morning, Remy. How you doing?
I'm
good morning,
fine.
Good morning. Yes, of course, isn't she beautiful? Radio Pepperoni.
Yes, so good name. The first day I heard it, say Radio Pepperoni, I said, Africa, give me.
Of course. You have to take a look at her and then. It's not far-fetched.
I quite agree with you. Welcome on the program.
Thank you.
We're so glad
so
to
good
have
to be
you.
here. Yes. Thank you for having me here today. Good morning, beautiful people. Yes, it feels so good to be here.
So, how's been your week?
Not bad. Yeah. Hectic. I think I have mixed feeling. For me, yes, you know, we have some days are beautiful, some days you cannot have it all, you know, and then we have the slopes and the bend. But then in all, here we are. I'm grateful.
Yes, so we are up and grateful. For me, the week has been more of reading. I'm writing an exam. So it's all about, oh, boo,
Oh my goodness.
what am I going to write? And you get to the exam and you're like, oh God, at Kai, to read for all day.
I was going to ask you, how does it feel, you know, juggling, marrying the two together?
It wasn't easy at all.
You feel rusty, right?
Do you know when I left school?
But then you cannot
many
rule out
years ago,
self-development
I
wherever you
know,
are.
no, and that's why I just felt it's time.
I really commend you.
I take up that responsibility once again to go back to the classroom and, you know, add to my qualification. And if you're out there, if you're feeling it's an impossible task for you to do, it is something that you can do. It's achievable.
If you put your mind to it.
Yes, if you put your mind to it, definitely you will get there. I didn't know. She's one of the people who actually encouraged me.
And she has to, and
she's always, we'll sit down, we'll talk about it, say, just do it.
Yes,
start
go
like
for
this,
it.
you can just put your mind as come on.
No
you know,
matter what.
the
You
job,
yes,
the
then
children, the family,
Yes.
they're up and down. How do I go about it?
You know, Remy, I know it's quite challenging, but then I must commend you. It's a laudable.
Very tough.
So you're burning the
But
midnight
then-
candles.
My dear.
You've said it all. It's not too late wherever you find yourself.
Yes.
Keep moving, keep learning. Yes,
Very
yes,
important.
keep learning.
You know,
every time.
I wrote a paper yesterday morning. I didn't even know because my mind wasn't that I was going to have that paper. I miscalculated because I have a Thursday and another Thursday. So I thought it's next week Thursday that I didn't have one. I got to know very late. I set alarm at night. Anywhere I go, I carry book. I'm just like, no, just get something here. Just get something here. And I set alarm day for yesterday to 3 a.m. for me to be able to read. My dear sister, I cannot lie you.
You slept.
As I carried the book, as I just
it's not easy.
Point, what I did was, maybe you don't have anything. Are you going to go to the classroom tomorrow and start moping, or you start asking people and all that? And it's worse. You don't even sit with your classmates, so don't even think
You really don't know anybody.
You don't. I don't. So it's not a question of you are going to ask somebody. Please put me through. So I picked the book and I was pacing up and down. You know, I can't be sleepwalking.
Yes.
So I was just, but I thank God. Once again, whatever you set your heart to do, please go for it. Nothing is too late. Learning can never be too late. Welcome on board once again. It's Perspectives. We'll take a short break. When we'll come back, we now start with our newspaper headlines. Please stay with us. Take the ice bath from the top. She takes the next one. You take the first one. You understand? That's very no, we're not done. So I take the first one. Newspaper. You just take the headline. So you first right, nice to have you back on the program Perspectives on OSRC Television. As I said, it's time to delve straight into our dailies for today. And I have this one, Daily Trust, with the screaming headline, fuel price may go up. That's coming from marketers. And well, that's the news we don't want to hear right
because
now.
it's actually up already. The price is currently 9.20 on like lots of voice station already, and that's high. So when you're talking about it going higher, how much are we talking about?
Then, Remy, I really don't know when this will end. You know, it keeps going up, higher, higher, higher. We are hoping that one day we will not have this on the news. We will not. I mean, look, from 20, where do I even begin to count now? 1990s, we keep hearing it's going up, it's going up. I mean,
and you know the problem is when it goes up, it doesn't come
never
down.
comes. Yeah, that's just
Maybe
it.
Nigeria.
You know, I think we should all just get bicycles because you know when you know this whole demand and supply thing. When the demand is high, supply also it affects supply.
It does.
So when there is no demand for it and we are all riding on bicycles and I guess maybe the prices will come down. When there's no demand, to regulate the price.
Okay, so Army redeploys 67 generals. Tinubu demands results. Also, we have from the Daily Trust what APC can do with 2/3 National Assembly majority. It can do quite a lot. Bauchi to create additional 29 local governments, 6 NAS approval. We also have alleged coup plot, Brigadier General, colonels, others under probe. You can find the details of that story on page 3. Okay, still from the Daily Trust, 8 die in Lagos Ibadan expressway crash. That's on page 8 of the newspaper. That's Daily Trust newspaper. Cameroon's opposition leader flees. UN, France warn against repression. Air travelers kicks as NCAA introduces $11.5 security levy. You can find details on page 14. Now, wow, people don't go fly again.
Honestly, it's just different news all the time concerning the whole aviation industry. But then, I don't know, like you said, maybe we'll stop flying, we'll stop going. You know, even
and then maybe we'll return back to the
bicycles and camels.
And it looks like the local flight at the fee for that is quite even much more expensive than the international flight.
Yes, it is.
No, why?
It is.
All right, so
Okay, moving on to the Guardian newspaper. Justice on trial as court battles neglect infrastructure deficit. Nigerians expect results, not excuses. Tinubu tells the service chief. That's on page 3. Nigerians shouldn't be among hunger-stricken countries, says Obi. That's on page 3. CBN. Banks can downgrade licenses if unable to meet recapitalization threshold. That's on page 9. Petrol may eat 1,163 naira per litre as federal government targets 4.8 trillion naira yearly from fresh tariff.
All right, since that story came up again, let's look at the reason for that. It says major marketers petroleum products yesterday warned that the introduction of the 15% import duty on petrol and diesel could signal another round of fuel price increase. So it's about the 15% import duty that is being levied. Wow.
Remy, I want to say something. Yeah, you're backing that story up with the reasons, reasons now, but there has never been a particular reason. I mean, come to think of it, today it's because of this, tomorrow it's changing to be because of this, next tomorrow we're hearing something else. So there has never been a particular reason, so to say, that we can, you know, hold on to and say, okay, if we solve this, another thing will come up. If we solve this, another problem will come up next. So I really don't know.
So when are we going to put all of this to rest?
Yes.
That we don't keep having reasons why Nigerians should keep suffering. Because at the end of the day, if there is an increase, it falls back on the common man.
Yes.
Prices of things will go up again, which has never even gone down. We are already crying, we are you know, and upwards now, hunger is in the land, and another increase because of what?
Okay, still on the Guardian newspaper, APC gains upper hand in House as defections reshape power balance. That's on page 6. Federal government unveils national cash voucher policy to strengthen humanitarian response. That's on page 30. Anambra Guba pulls EU partners calls for ban on non-state-free security groups. That's on page 29. 8 of 14 new parties scale documentation orders. INEC says. That's on page 7. JAM probes 10 staffs over corrupt practices. That's on page 7. Orlando records 164% growth as profit hits 210 billion naira in 9 months. That's on page 3. I think that's the last story we have from the Guardian.
Okay.
Before we leave that paper, yes, I want to talk about the FG unveils national cash voucher policy to strengthen humanitarian response. It's not a big deal, but the issue is how effective the impact. I mean, the impact
What
being
impact
felt.
will it have?
Yes, that's it. That's my question. Okay, yes, let's get down to Nigerian Tribune. And from here, I have ADA, ASP, 6 others associations for next stage of party registration, and that's page 5. Experts warn of tougher times as FG approves 15% import duty on petrol diesel. You can find that on page 11. And the big one, Southwest leaders want Tinubu to prioritize regional integration. That's on page 4. Lament deplorable state of federal roads in region. Push for Yoruba unity. Good governance. And another one on page 4, Adeleke decries unjust attitude of federal government towards federating states. Says, I am too popular to be afraid. Okay. And 6 dead, 2 trapped in multiple accidents on Kara Bridge. Another 5 die in Ondo crash. That's on page 31. And SEC partners CBN, EFCC to track freeze illicit digital wallets. That's on page 12. And another one, Tinubu to service chiefs. Nigerians expect results, not excuses. Major shakeup as army redeploys, appoints top officers. Remy, you have a lot to say, I can tell. How to manage, prevent stomach ulcer. This is coming from medical experts. You can find that on page 3. Okay, yes.
And that's a good one. I think people should actually go there and read more because ulcer is on the rise these days.
I was going to say that.
I think you barely see a Nigerian that doesn't have stomach ulcer.
And Remy, you know, someone had it the other day and somebody said, are you not eating? I said, this is beyond eating.
Yes.
I mean,
it's not about food.
You should know a lot about it. It's not about food. The kind of food you eat.
Also
and
matters.
Your lifestyle too.
Yes.
Trigger, yes, I mean, triggers this ulcer. It's not just about, you know, the orientation we had there.
When you don't eat, that's what triggers.
You can eat well and even, you know,
I think just like you said, the quality of food what you eat actually plays a role, yes, in stomach ulcer that eventually leads to cancer of the stomach and all of that.
Wow. All right, Remy, while we were at it, I mean, I said you had, I'm sure you have something to say.
I know that because that story is one of our trending issues. Yes. That's why I really don't want to go. But I know that people actually expect a lot because insecurity is on the rise in Nigeria. It's like it's a daily thing everywhere across board.
You're right.
All right. Do you still have more?
No, I think that's all.
Okay, so we'll move to the Punch newspaper with a big one this morning saying petrol soars above 1,000 naira per litre as Tinubu okays 15% import tariff. And here is a rider. Federal government moves to protect Dangote local refineries from cheap imports. Fuel importers face tighter margins. You know, you mentioned it earlier that it's already even above what we already buy. So in some places it's already like 1,000 naira per litre. EFCC, NFIU launch crackdown on alleged coup funders. So eventually there's a coup.
You don't want to say it?
And here is a rider. Army reshuffles top ranks, redeploys 67 generals, detained officers, name uncovered. Go to page 2 and 7 of the Punch newspaper. You get the full story there. Party registration. INEC disqualifies 6 political groups. Caught 4 others die in Lagos-Ibadan expressway crash. Over 30 states rely on federal allocation. Also, Bayelsa Deputy Governor sues Assembly over impeachment plot. You can find the details on page 7. O&O records 164% surge in profit after tax. Details on page 19. Go there and read more about the story. Sister?
Yeah, I'm taking my news headlines from the Daily Sun. And the top story there says, Tinubu gives new military chiefs marching orders. And there's a rider that says, directs officers to restore peace, flush out insurgents, smash new threat, says Nigerian expects results and not excuses. That's on page 25 or 29. Okay, defection, presidency, APC, governors, APC, NWC to receive Diri on Monday. And the writer says, and Enugu reps dump opposition parties for APC. That's on page 27. Nigerian
this dumping of
defection
so the ruling
Defecting
party
to another party. Yes.
Is the country not gravitating?
You know, like we
towards one
said,
party system?
it is gravitating
You know,
towards
we've been
that,
saying this.
but I still feel to an extent we've not really heard so much from the ADC. So regardless, we still have some people,
You think-
some strong political
We
leaders.
can't even feel their.
Yes.
We cannot. We can't.
But you know,
And-
we
and- And you know, I begin to. I don't know. Perhaps you know this cool thing that is. I hope it's not. I mean, behind it is not the giving up that.
The
we are
democracy is
now
no
in-
longer
yes, it's
working.
no longer working.
That we are they're already thinking of coming back to the
Exactly,
military
exactly.
era. No, I don't think we should
But I'm
be
praying
thinking
it won't
about
go
that.
it will not go
And
that way.
if
I'm praying
at
it
all,
won't.
because it was denied initially,
But now we have it.
now we are hearing arrest this
Yes.
and that. So that means there was actually something regarding that. But we thank God that it didn't
pull
succeed.
through.
So we are still in democracy.
Okay. Yeah.
All right, still on. You want to say something?
Yeah, no, go on.
All right, still on the Sun newspaper. Nigerian's Conga Group CEO Prince Ike wins Forbes Euro Knowledge Global Award. That's on page 22. Federal government close to single window policy implementation at port, says Shetima. That's on page 27. NLC furious over move to amend NSITF ECA Act, vows to resist plan. That's on page 5. Adeleke accuses federal government of withholding Osun local government allocation for political reasons. That's on page 9. Tinubu's approved, and lastly, Tinubu approved 4 trillion naira bond to clear power sector debts. That's on page 25 of the Daily Sun, and that's all we have from the Daily Sun.
All right, let's get down to Daily Independent. And the big one says FD slams 15% duty on imported fuel to make it more expensive. I mean, this seems like it's the common thing, factor now in all of these papers. Okay. And another one says cargo clearance at ports in 2026 to be less than 7 days. This is coming from Shetima. You can find that on page 7. Sex sounds the alarm as Ponzi scam swindles Nigerians of over 174 billion naira. And that's on page 6. Natasha
That's why when will people learn? When will people learn?
You know,
is it still on? Because sometimes they say the crave, you crave to get more because of the hunger you want
the
to.
poverty,
But the truth is, if you don't have this, you have this money to put into Ponzi. Why not use the money for something?
Invest
in
that
something.
money? Well, I wish I could answer that question. If you don't have knowledge, seek for knowledge. That's what I would say. All right, another one says Natasha, in consolatory move, invites Akpabio others for project inauguration. You can find that on page 6. 8 association meet criteria to move to the next stage of party registration. And that's on page 6 as well. Tinubu unveils digital ID app to aid financial inclusion, improve security architecture. Okay, and clear new security threats now, Tinubu tells service chiefs. And the writer says we can't allow crises that began in 2009 to persist. Promises to provide them support to get the job done. Okay. All right, another one says 2026, I'm too popular to lose. And this is coming from Adeleke. Adeleke boasts ahead Cuba race. FG EU seal deals to boost local drug production, spur investment. That's a good one. And that's all we have on Daily Independent. Okay.
Okay. I like the comfy the governor of Osrc State is putting it.
Remy, where do you think this is going?
Is it about popularity now?
It's not about popularity. It's about what you have to give. What substance?
4 years.
Yes.
What have you done to make
that's
the people?
what matters. It's not by popularity.
Look at what you have done. Yes. Okay, before we leave that, Daily Independent, and this one says, we refuse to remain spectators, say Enugu reps, as they join APC. I mean, that's on page 7 of the Daily Independent.
The Daily Independent.
And that's still...
okay, let me go to Weekend Hope. The big one screaming at me is Southwest leaders seek 5 urgent reforms from Tinubu. And here are some riders: mining, pension, infrastructure, health, regional unity, top list. Also, 30 billion naira revenue, 300 arrests recorded in mining sector, Alake informs. 26 trillion naira pension fund to drive agric infrastructure. That's coming from Agbaje. If you want to read more on this, you can go to page 2 of Weekend Hope. Also, we have Ayeda to present brand new SUVs to Ondo Monarchs, vows more welfare support. That story is also
really excited
on
about that.
page
I can see it on your face.
Our Obas, they now have new SUV. That's a very good one. Former PDP spokesman Atlayo, leave me for my towel. Other top politicians join APC in Ondo. That's also on page 7. 7 feared dead in Akure Owo Expressway crash. There is a rider, governor's aide decries incessant truck accident. Rising cost of condom. We choose clean partners. Use withdrawal method. That's to men. And you can find that on page 14 and 15 of the paper.
Caution.
Court sentences man to death by hanging for killing brother. Page 18 and 19 has details of that story. And finally, IGP appoints AIG Nkechi Eze as Force Director, Force Medical Services. That's also on page 18. Oh, sorry, that's not the last one. Ondo records flood-free year. Intensifies erosion control efforts. That's on page 4. If I not take this one, I'm not gonna like it. I mean.
Yeah, I like this. I'm excited about this.
Yes.
I like this.
Yes.
And really, that was what happened, because we did not actually record
Nothing
any case like
about
that.
flood.
I like that.
And it's born out of the fact that the government had earlier preparation. Exactly. They
took steps.
Yeah. And a lot of things were done to make sure that we did not record any flood issue this
That's
year,
nice.
unlike in the past. Thank you to the government. Thank you to our Governor Lucky Orimisan.
And Remy, would you want to talk about the rising cost of condoms? Okay, I think I like that. You know, caution, yes. I mean, to our people, that's
Condom is
taking that
rising.
initiative, yes. I mean, you have to.
You know, I talked about demand.
Procreation
and
is no
supply.
longer for free.
See, if you never reach to do, I beg close your legs.
Remy,
Close it, oh.
Remy, my POV now here is the fact that they're trying to reduce, you know, child procreation.
Yes.
And you know what that means. You
The
do,
solution that was even being suggested with raw method.
right? Yeah.
How many people even know how?
The question is that even an effective method?
That's another
It's not about
thing.
the know-how. Is it an effective?
very
Is it an effective method?
And it has a lot to do with having a good knowledge of it, really. I know a couple who says that's what they practice, and for years the wife has not taken in. That's their own family planning method, and it works. That's because probably the man knows how to, you know. So I think it also takes knowledge.
Yeah.
It's not just about, just.
Don't dwell so much on
Okay,
that.
let's go to the next. On to the next.
Yes, and okay, that's the Nation newspaper, and the headline says, "Be proactive and get results. Tinubu orders the service chiefs," and the writer says, "CDS pledges armed forces loyalty to defense of democracy. Shake up in army," and that's on page 7. Yeah, I think page 7. Okay, we also have Jonathan not eligible to contest in 2027, says Justice Salami, and that's on page 3. You know, we've been seeing news about Jonathan, but he didn't really come out to say he's even coming out. So these are more like allegations and speculations. He didn't come out to say he's coming out, and they're already analyzing and saying he's not eligible, he's not fixed, you need to step down, you need to back down, and all of that.
Hasn't really said anything for someone who has not even uttered a word.
Yes, even till now, I think he hasn't said anything yet.
Right.
Okay, Rep probe starts deduction, multiple bank charges. That's on page 7. Southwest galvanies for regional integration. That's on page 3. And I think, okay, lastly, new defection take APC to 2/3 majority in House of Rep. That's on page 3, and that's all we have from the Nation newspaper.
Right, that's right.
Okay, let's get down to Vanguard newspaper. We have the big one says, "Give us results, not excuses," Tinubu tells service chiefs. Okay, and then orders them to smash armed group in Northwest. Okay, and add security threats constantly evolving. Okay, another one says that major shake up in the army. All right, and I have another one. 2025 FG earns 28.331 trillion naira. Okay, in 9 months, shares 16.446 trillion naira. Okay, and it says defection to stop plot to impeach me. Bayelsa deputy governor begs court. FG operators differ on states' capacity to regulate electricity market. Another one says NFF says Chell remains Super Eagles coach, World Cup or not. All right. They have more stories. Soludo's promise to APGA members meant to fight voter apathy. That's coming from the state government. Okay. History as Conga Group CEO Prince Eke wins Forbes Hero Knowledge Global Awards. All right. And that's on page 13. NDDC Ogbukuza vision reflect in Niger Delta. This is coming from Ayiri Emami. All right, I think that's all we have on the Vanguard newspaper. All right, and then I have this one says Oando records 164% rise in profit and 210 billion naira in 9 months. All right.
Okay, all right. That's from the dailies, the stories that made headlines on our national dailies this morning.
Yeah.
We'll take a short break. When we'll come back, we'll go to our focus for today. Our guest is already in the house. You meet him after now. Please do stick around. Go nowhere. Perspective on OSRC television. We'll go on a short break while we get our guests to come into the studio. Please do stay with us. All right, so welcome back. It's still Perspectives on OSRC Television. Moving to our focus for today, it's no longer news that Ondo State was agog Wednesday, Thursday, as we held the Southwest Stakeholder Summit. Ondo State hosted that program where we had governors from the Southwest in Ondo State, kings, important personalities who came to discuss the development of the Southwest in Ondo State. Today, we'll be making sense of that program that aired for 2 days. And of course, we have with us someone, an important personality who will help us make sense of some of the salient issues that was arrived at that summit. We have the Ondo State Commissioner for Information and Orientation, Honorable Idowu Ajanaku. It's nice having you in the studio with us this morning. Good morning.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. All right, let's start first way. Can you quickly provide an overview of that summit, the Southwest Summit that Ondo State hosted, its theme, its objectives, and of course, takeaways from that summit?
Thank you very much. Let me use this opportunity to thank the people of Ondo State, and particularly the OSRC, for the coverage provided during the two-day conference. It is significant that this event took place in Ondo State because Ondo State is the home of the progressives. The action group, which later moved from forces into Unity Party, AD, AC, SN, and now we have APC, was formed in Ondo State by late Obafemi Awolowo. And that has always been the case. Therefore, what you have seen in the last 2 days was the fact that all traditional rulers, all political eggs, all the political apparatchiks in the Southwest converged in Ondo State to come and discuss the progress so far made under the leadership of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu in the last 2 years. How far has Southwest gained from the government in the last 2 years? What other things can we do, and how can we collaborate with other regions in Nigeria to make Nigeria tick? And it is exceptional that this event took place in Ondo State under the leadership of the governor of Ondo State, Dr. Loke Aiyedatiwa. So the overall objective, just like we asked, is to ensure that we gauge what we have done in the last 2 years, where we are, where we are going, and how we want to get there in the another 2 years remaining in this part of the administration. That is the main objective.
Okay. Thank you so much. So what were some of the major issues discussed during the summit?
There are many of those issues that were discussed, ranging from political to economic to social, and most especially on the security matter, on the security situation in the Southwest.
Okay.
When we talk about the economic aspect of it, the governor of Ondo State, Dr. Loke Aiyedatiwa, was able to give a full explanation of what Ondo State has benefited so far under the leadership of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, particularly the Ondo Akure dualization that is ongoing, the Ife Akure that is about to start very soon, the granting of Ondo State port, which is known as Ondo Port, which its foundation will be laid by next year by the special grace of God, when Ondo State will be turning 50 by the president, by President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. It is under this leadership that we are also able to sign an MOU to build a modular refinery in Ondo State that will produce 500 PMS every day, and all those things were going on. Perhaps too, other governors, like the governor of Lagos State, Mr. Babajide Sanwo-Olu, was able to raise all manners of interest that are taking place under the leadership due to other states in the region. We also move forward to say that perhaps we are a stakeholder. Yoruba is a very important stakeholder in Nigeria, and that as such, we have one of our sons at the leadership at this time, and we believe that there is a need for us to support him not only to continue, not only to succeed in the next 2 years that is remaining in that position, but to also take a decision that we are going to support him in 2020, in 2027, in order for him to come back. That is the political aspect of it. So we also use the aspect to discuss the other issue of security. You will recall that about 2 weeks ago, I issued out a press statement reassuring the people of Ondo State because of the leaked memo of DSS about a possible attack on Ondo State. I will say, look, everything is being done by the governor of Ondo State to ensure that the people of Ondo State and their property are secured. And one of those measures that we're taking, taking into consideration is the fact that this government has purchased drones and they were deployed to various forests in Ondo State. And that is why we are monitoring all the forests in Ondo State. Don't forget that the Northeast now, as I'm talking to you now, have become the bedrock of bandits and Boko Haram. Why did they do that? Why was it that? It's because of the Sambisa forest. And don't forget that Ondo State has the largest reserve forest in the southwest. So we don't want our own forest to become, to become another Sambisa forest. Yes, in that. So we are monitoring all those things, and not only that, we are supporting the security agencies with equipment. Recently, we bought 15 losses equipped with security gadgets and distributed to all these various security agencies across the state. And many more things were also being done. Perhaps, maybe I would not want to give out so many because it's an area of security, because so many undercover agents are also deployed in this various of this state. And that's why in the last 5 to 6 months, we have not seen any security breach in the state. And that credit goes to the governor of Ondo State, Dr. Lofa, for providing that effective leadership.
All right.
Okay, yes, I hope that this will not just be, it won't stop there. I mean, it has to be continuous, you know, the engagement, not just a one-off thing. Now, how did the summit promote citizen government engagement, and what mechanism do you think will be put in place to ensure ongoing dialogue and collaboration between citizens and government officials? I love that. Yes, it's commendable. We had stakeholders coming together too, but we hope that this will continue. So how do you think this will promote, I mean for future, yes.
Thank you very much. You know, in democracy is about dialogue, it's about talking, it's about the citizenry. And we in Ondo State, particularly, which is, like I said, the bedrock of the progressive politics in Nigeria, will continue to engage every day. The engagement does not stop with this. Let me also state here that the committee has already been set up by this by this group to continue to engage with citizens in all the various states in the southwest. Don't also forget that the governors also engage among themselves. They share intelligence reports in the area of development, in the area of security, and in the area of so many things. And sooner or later, some of the outcome of what we have just discussed is something that we're seeing now. We begin to see the kind of engagement that will become known, especially in Ondo State.
Okay. All right, I know that there are takeaways and that each governor will go back to their states to actually implement some of the things that have been said. And one of them is that the fact that Southwest stakeholders declared support for Ahmed Tinubu's economic reforms and also called for accelerated regional development, including infrastructure and public enlightenment. So how is Ondo State's Information and Orientation Office planning to help citizens understand the changes being brought by the federal reforms, for example, in the area of tax, in the area of trade, in subsidy and all that? And I particularly love the fact that there was also a call that our indigenous language, Yoruba, should be spoken to our children, especially by parents. So what are you doing in your ministry?
Thank you very much. One of the when I resume as the Commissioner for Information in Ondo State, one of the concepts that I felt is needed, because the ministry is beyond information. It's also a Ministry of Information and Orientation. So yes, we have to orientate people. The reality of it is this: we have put a lot of program in place, which very soon will be launched by the government.